Namaste, my name is Avtar and I welcome you all in today's functional anatomy tutorial. Today I am going to talk about Pincha Mayurasana. It is very common for teachers to give instruction to the new students that place the belt around the elbows and place the block between the hands, between the palms whenever they are teaching Pincha Mayurasana. But why they say that? Because they don't want the elbows sliding out and moving wider than shoulder. And why they use the blocks between the palms? Because they don't want the palms coming closer to each other and they don't want the elbows sliding out. But I feel that when you use the belt, especially I'm talking about the beginner, when you use the belts or block, that really decrease the range of motion of the shoulders and they put a lot of pressure on the shoulder joints. And when you use the belt, that time what happened, because it will reduce the movement, the range of motion of the shoulders, so it's gonna put a lot of pressure on the shoulder joints, and also you're gonna make a banana shape, a more back bend, so the pose will look like more back bend when you use the belts and block. I'm talking about beginners. However, if you are very advanced students and you have your thoracic is already open and you can stabilize your lumbar with the help of your core muscles, or when you contract your core muscles you stabilize your lumbar, then it's easy that you can make your posture straight up. But for the beginners it's not easy. So what I suggest for them, don't use the belts and block in the beginning, because when you don't use the belt and block in the beginning, it will increase more range of motion and it will give a less stress on the shoulders. So I'll just give you the example. You're going to keep the hands like this. I'm going to bend my elbows. Now see, it's a parallel now. So if somebody is coming first time, okay, maybe their latissimus dorsi muscles are very tight, or some fibers of the pec muscles is tight, they are not, I'll show you from this side, they will not be able to raise the hands. They cannot go further than this. Okay, they must little bit incline the shoulders in. Then they need to take the elbow out, and then only is possible for them to go back. So suppose I take my hands here like this, okay, and then I'm going to take the elbows up without letting the elbows move out and without letting those palms coming towards each other. So I'm not going to come like this, yeah? So I am going up, I'm taking my elbows up, I'm going to take my elbows up, further up. So you can see, if I don't move my elbows out, then only it's possible for me to go more back. Okay, but if I'm giving the blocks between the hands, if I'm giving the block between the palms, now you're closing the movements. I cannot take the hands closer. So for the beginner, it will be very hard. So what you do, don't use the belt and block. Okay, so I'll show you here. Okay, this is for the belt, for the elbows, this is the block. Now I keep my hand here. Now it's not easy. Suppose I'm a beginner, so it will be very hard for me to move up because I restrict now movement. I am not giving that natural inclination of the shoulder. So you must give that little bit inclination of the shoulder at the shoulder joints. So must move the elbows out in this direction. So that's why what I prefer for the beginners, you always teach them dolphin. So when you teach them dolphin, the best pose. So they're gonna come on to the elbows and forearms, interlacing the finger, and then simple straightening the legs and holding here. Just here. Or if you are giving them the block, don't recommend that you give the block like this, more wider side. You give them more narrow side, more on longer side, this side. I prefer this, and try to keep the thumb like this. Okay, don't give this one, because from this one, if you little bit give more narrow side, so they have little bit space there, they can move the elbows out, and then there will be a lot of range of motion at the shoulder joints, and also it will decrease the stress at the shoulder joints. So always teach your students without block and bells. Beginners, I'm talking about the beginners, those who are advanced, those who have already better opening of the thoracic region, those who have better control in the lumbar spine, those who have a stabilized lumbar spine because of the core muscles, they can contract the core muscles, is easier. But for the beginners, always use the block but more narrow side, or without block, interlace, easy. And then even they can walk the legs up to the wall and then moving up. So your legs facing to the wall, your face away from the wall, interlacing the finger, and just let them walk the legs up to the wall. Would be a very good props. Wall would also be very good props for beginners. So always give them the option. Do not give them the bells until they have a good flexibility in the shoulders, a good range of motion, and also they have a strong core and strong lumbar region. So I hope you like today's video, and I will be keep coming with this kind of videos, and very soon we will be having a functional anatomy workshops, and this was just glimpse of what I'm gonna teach in my workshop, and those workshops that coming in near future will be an eye opener for all of you.